Good morning or good evening, just depending on where everybody is. And if you're new to our gathering, first of all, welcome. So happy to have you joining us in particularly the study of presence and what I'm now thinking of as radical presence that is at the root, presence that comes from the root. So, not a presence that's just kind of but a presence that's deeply with all of what is happening. And there's a lot of what's happening right now that I'm sure is triggering lots of folks. And it occurred to me that in the midst of all of this that's going on, one of the things that we have a little bug being present to that as well. One of the only things that we have some control over is where we're placing our attention. And can we choose where we're placing our attention? And can I choose to fully nourish myself with giving and receiving attention? And that's really the basis of this practice, which I engage in all through the day and have for a very long time. And what I want to invite you to do is to, first of all, fill your own reservoir with the power of your full attention. You're giving your presence to yourself, because right now, especially, it's so engaging to have your attention out. There's so much that's going on out in the world that we can forget to come back home. I'm sure many of us are wanting to contribute, are wanting to find a way to be of service. And it's a wonderful intention. And if you drain your own reservoir, then you're not really filling your own capability and loving yourself as much as you're loving others and being aware of others. So the loop of awareness is to really include you, that you don't have to be a victim or a martyr. Because there's a lot going on, you don't have to abandon you in order to be of service. So I'd love to have you, as you're listening to me, I'd like you to notice where in your body is my voice registering. Where in your body is my voice vibrating? And I'd like you to give your attention to that place in you. So for me today, I can feel my voice registering in my upper back, which is brand new. I can feel this little vibration. So I'm going, oh, I'm opening some more space. So that's the other thing. As you're practicing loop of awareness, you can keep discovering. It's not as if you're going to arrive somewhere. You can keep discovering how awareness opens more flow, opens more presence. So as you're registering my voice in your body, what can you do in your body to open up even more presence in that place? So for me, I'm finding my back wanting to kind of stretch out a little bit to let that vibration flow more. And if you were to let that vibration now direct your attention outward, where do you notice your attention wanting to land? And does it fully land? Because my sense is that right now there's so much of this energy. In fact, take a moment just to let your hands kind of shape or sculpt the kind of energy that you may not be experiencing personally, but you can feel around you. So for me, it's a kind of a, and then a kind of, and then a, and so notice as you're sending your awareness out, does it have that kind of with it? And when it lands, does it land like a hummingbird or a bumblebee, or does it just not even make it to where you're going and kind of disappear? So I'd like you to be noticing the quality of your attention. And imagine if there were a stream or a river or a lake lapping or ocean waves that could enter your loop, so that as you're bringing your attention back to you in your own body, notice where that wants to land now, and let yourself be curious about where in your body is asking for your attention. And if you really let the flow swirl around that place or fill that place in you, I'd like you to stay with it. Your attention might then go out again and then bring it back to that place. It's like when I turn on the tub to take a bath and then I go off to other things, and if I don't come back to check, I've got way more water than I thought I had intended. Yes, so the shifting of your attention is the most important aspect of loop of awareness. And I'd like you to let yourself play with not only the thinking of the flow of water, but also the speed. So is your flow right now trickling, or is it rushing, or is it splattering all over the place? And let yourself take a moment to continue matching that with your hands and arms, sculpting or painting. How is the flow out? And then what happens to that? And then how is the flow in? And how can you play with speed, speeding up and slowing down, and the flow of the water? The flow of the water, so that it feels most nurturing to you and filling, like right now I'm feeling the water kind of swirling around me and letting myself kind of spread out into that. And realizing that it hadn't been reaching my feet. So I was feeling up in myself. So letting the flow come down to fill your love pool that you can scoop from, as well as letting it flow out to swirl around even people that you don't know, situations that you want to give your attention to, places in the country or in your country that you're feeling the need for presence and the need for breath. Beautiful. So letting yourself play with looping out, changing something about the dynamic, making it slower, faster, fuller. I was just remembering one time many years ago where I was in Colorado. It's been my only whitewater rafting experience. And the being in the rapids, the most important thing was to keep yourself in the boat, keep yourself in the raft. And so I think for many of us, we're riding the rapids right now. And so I'd like you to notice as you're letting your attention go out and receiving the nutrients of the sun and the plants and the sounds of birds, bringing that into you. What does your body need to be able to ride the rapids right now? And letting yourself feel into that. If you get a sense, if you get a little aha, take a moment and just jot that down, because it might be like, I need more water. I need more water, like through my mouth, I need more water. Or I need to go and put my feet into some kind of water right now. So let's imagine as you're circulating this flow and you're feeling any place in you where there's little narrows, the water can't quite get through. Let yourself use some fear melters, breath, your attention to make more space for the flow. So that could be oozing, it could be wiggling. It could definitely be love scoops where you're reaching into your love pool and bringing up water, love, and giving that. I can feel I'm just a little narrowed in the back of my neck. So I'm going to bring up. This is along the anger lines, and I imagine that many of us are feeling not only sadness and fear, but anger right now. So giving some love to your hackles, scooping up love and letting your hackles be loved. Really, love is being in the same space with. So letting your looping, letting your love scoops, for those of you who haven't done love scoops before, what I like to do is to imagine that I'm surrounded by love. Last time we were using a little kiddie pool, and that we were filling the kiddie pool with our attention. And then you can literally scoop, reach down, scoop, and bring up love and give it anywhere that your body is wanting it, and letting yourself reverberate. So looping and landing and reverberating, and then looping in and landing and reverberating, and adding in love scoops and adding in, I'm sort of sitting sumo. I've got my feet on the ground, and now I'm letting my feet kind of make little jiggles in my love pool. So you can also kind of play in your own love pool and let the spray of that come up, and then letting that be extended to your world and to all of the people that you can't reach personally, but that your attention can include, loving them for whatever they're experiencing, loving us all for the wildness of the current moment. And I'm also feeling, and I imagine you might be also in your jaw. So letting some of the looping land in your jaw so that you got the whoa. So looping, landing, and reverberating. Letting that be a practice for you this week so that you can play with letting presence lead you, letting presence give you pace, direction, width, letting yourself get as wide as possible so that you can receive more and that you can share more. And then take a moment to let yourself osmose, that is, take in from the group, from us all being together. Let yourself take in whatever you're needing right now to fill your reservoir. Letting yourself get willing to receive as much love and more as you want. And then letting yourself get willing to share as much as is wanted, as much as you want to give, knowing that the flow includes all of us. So letting the flow now include like a big circle that includes all of us and you. and all of us in your communities, and you, and all of us that we don't know but we care for, and you. And I invite you to keep doing that whenever you remember. And this practice is recorded so that you can come to the foundation website to refresh yourself, to have 5, 10, 15 minutes of refreshing yourself with this practice. So I'm going to invite everybody to unmute yourself and just make a sound. Making sounds of sharing, any kind of sound that you're wanting to make right now. Yes, and thank you, thank you, thank you. And looking forward to being with you all and being with you all now and as we go forward.